Are you ready to create a life you crave? Let's spin that doom loop of negativity into an upward success cycle and start living lucky. Good morning. I'm Gemma.
I'm Jason.
And we are living lucky.
You are too.
We're talking about energy today.
Energy.
Because Jason and I are all the way over in Estonia. What I didn't know about coming to Estonia is it's never dark. So my sleep has really suffered.
Yeah, it kind of throws off the rhythms, that sleep rhythm.
Not only am I jet lagged because we traveled for 30 hours to get here, we don't sleep.
Well,
it
never gets dark.
It's midnight and it feels like it's 6 p.m.
Yeah. This is the same thing that happened to me when I came to do the Camino de Santiago. I took a nap when I got off the plane because I was exhausted. And then I woke up at 10 o'clock at night and it looked like it was noon. And I woke up and I was like, something is wrong with the planet.
Right? And so I'm realizing that I really value my sleep and it really affects the way I feel during the day.
And value the darkness.
I value the darkness. Oh my
Bring
gosh.
on the night.
I never thought I would say that. I really value the darkness. The second thing is our food has slightly changed. So even though we are intentionally looking for vegetables and health food, we're also on vacation in a way. So it's also fun to
explore
the culture, and when things are offered to us, I want to take in the experience.
But sometimes you don't know what you're getting.
And that is true too.
Like, this looks interesting on the menu. Let's order it and see what it is.
Interesting. And so I don't want to get too granular here, but what you eat affects your gut and your digestive system.
And your bathroom schedule.
And because we're in a different country, for me, the bathrooms have been a little challenging at times.
And where they are, like where the bathrooms are.
Accessibility, where they are. They're up a flight of steps. They're down a flight of steps. Okay, how are we going to get there in time?
Or they're 3 kilometers away.
The third thing that affects your energy, I feel, is we have been walking a ton. So even just get from the hotel to
the venue,
it's a 30-minute walk. And so, I mean, it feels good and I love it.
And the funny thing is it's only 1.1 kilometers, but it's 30 minutes because it's traffic lights, it's curbs, it's all these different turns.
So our bodies are moving at different, I feel like in America, we schedule time to go for a walk or we schedule time to go work out. This is kind of incorporated into our lifestyle here, which I think is a good thing overall. I wish we had
like my muscles,
walking paths a little closer to where we live.
Feel it. And the stairs, the hills, the elevation changes. It's my body feels amazing. Like it hurts. Don't get me wrong, but it feels great.
You've been carrying me up and down steps constantly. Jason, we went to bed last night and Jason was like, my legs are aching. And I'm like, that's because of all the stairs you've done with the addition of
90 pounds.
Thank you for that. But that's not true.
So the stair flight is 20 steps. I counted.
So that affects your energy. Now, the next thing that I want to bring up is the fact that we are constantly learning. And I love learning. I can learn. I just love learning from people. I love learning different knowledge. I love learning about self-development and how we can become our best self. However, the mental fatigue starts kicking in at times. Are you with me there?
Yeah. So there's a threshold of knowledge capacity. So it's like it's throwing out that pathway of this is what's available, and then how do we integrate some of that so it becomes part of us, and then we can throw out a little bit more, let it become part of us, and then live into it so that it's now just inherent. It's the knowing, then becoming the understanding, and then learning some more of the knowing.
I think, though, what I'm trying to say is that we learn, and then on top of learning, now we're trying to use new technology, trying to, find ways to connect to Wi-Fi, trying to find ways even to connect with people. Not everyone has an international plan on their texting service. So then it's using different apps like
oh my gosh.
WhatsApp and Telegram. And
20
finding
different connection
ways
methods
to connect internationally to
just getting
people.
contact cards.
So that there's a capacity of mental fatigue that starts kicking in. Even finding the GPS to get places while we're walking, of course.
Outlets.
Or outlets. Yeah, I mean, there's
to plug
just
in.
A lot. And then, is the outlet going to accommodate our American technology? Mm-hmm. So it's finding the adapters, and there's just a lot there. So there's a little bit of stress in all of that, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
The next thing I think that affects our energy is we're around different people. And when you are around a new group of people or meeting people for the first time, you do show up a little differently. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
You show up as your best self, I think.
Yeah.
You put on your oh gosh, I'm gonna put on my best girl panties. I don't even know why I said that.
I think I always put on my best girl panties.
Thank you.
Because it makes me feel sexy. It's just being completely transparent.
You want to be interested, and you want to give that first impression.
I think there's a couple different people out there. I think there's some people that turn down their light, like they dim their light, so that they can feel people out, and then they start amping up. And there's some people that amp up their wattage, and then they're like, "Oh, I've overshot the crowd." Right?
Yes.
So I think we do a really good job of just being us, and we do give our best selves out, because
I may need to up my ampage. I think that's a good term for it.
I do think you need to up your ampage, because when we went through one of the exercises while we were here in the conference, it was with Lisa Nichols, and it was the best you. And it was really about, during the speaker package, when she was talking about, what's her program?
Speak to Inspire.
Speak to Inspire. And it was the best you. And I was like, you didn't even mention your gold medals or your gold medal. Oh
yeah, we were supposed to give out like the best things about our lives.
Yeah, and you didn't talk about winning a gold medal in Greece.
I talked about my great husband.
You did. You talked about loving your dog.
I talked about my dog, who's a rock star.
Because love is your greatest value.
It is.
And I was like, I know this. And love is one of the highest vibrational frequencies. But you have had some of the best coaches, the most world-class coaches through your whole life.
I have.
And we are at a coaches conference.
I know.
Like we're at Mind Valley University, which is one of the top platforms in the world.
Okay, this isn't about me.
I know.
I'm talking about energy. We're doing a podcast on energy.
I know.
Jason loves to take the topic and make it into something else. The last thing that affects your energy is, well, we've kind of already incorporated this, but environment, connection, there's stress, there's natural rhythms, there's active lifestyle, there's the food and nutrition.
But on the environment, we talked about this morning, kind of just changing up the scene.
Yes, which in a way, it increases the energy. And also, though, I want to say it also in some ways decreases, because literally I've had to go into rooms. I mean, I've had to go on cobblestone sidewalks looking for accessibility, trying to find bathrooms that accommodate a wheelchair. There is a
So it's the newness.
There is a part of me that is like, this is a little bit draining in trying to be in a big conference room with a lot of people and knowing that I'm not going to be able to go anywhere for the next 6 hours. So I need to make sure I have everything I need.
So this goes into the whole balance. And this is where we talk about, okay, where do we find the balance in the energy? Mm-hmm. And this is also just in the whole growth mindset of what's new. And when we're growing, you can outgrow if you grow too fast, you burn out. Mm-hmm. So when we're in this energizing zone, you don't want to overburn your fuel.
Yes.
Because it's just like if you start a campfire and you burn too hot, all of your fuel burns up, right?
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
When you're in this new environment, if it just is overwhelming your ecosystem, your emotional, your mental, your full ecosystem, then you're like, I can't take the outside influences. It's overwhelming me. Like you go to a concert or something, and it's like all this outside noise is just blowing me up.
And I have felt that. I have felt that so much where I'm like, I just want to be alone right now.
I need some space.
I just want to go back to the hotel, really.
Yeah. So then it's like, okay, give yourself the space. Because you have to recognize, okay, what's giving me energy, what's taking my energy. But then recognize also what is giving you the energy. Like recognize the new architecture, recognize the beach, recognize what's beautiful in the area and say, okay, what's giving me the energy? Recognize the new connection and the new people. Recognize the other things in the area.
I think that's where I struggle some, is because sometimes I think I know best and I'm not putting myself in a stretch zone. I'm not putting myself out there enough because I think, oh, well, I know best. I better just go hibernate and get under my heating blanket.
Right. And I think sometimes we get it, and then sometimes I think you do a good job of that. So I think you're taking you're taking a little bit of credit away from yourself, because I think you know yourself really well, because you feel your feelings really well. Sometimes we give ourselves too much space. Mm-hmm. And I will agree with you though.
Right?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Because a lot of times, one thing I'm going to say is we got a crappy room.
Okay.
So
we'll save that for the next podcast.
Because and the beauty of having that crappy room is we don't want to go back to the room. So we get
it's like being on a cruise and buying
the one at the bottom of the ship. So
in the bowels.
Yeah. So one of the beautiful things about that is it allows us to go back out into the environment.
Yes.
Because you reframed it for me and says it makes us not want to be in the room.
That is true. I mean, it's hot. I'm just going to complain to everyone. I hate complaining.
It's okay.
But there's no air conditioner. So it makes me appreciate the air conditioner we have at home.
And the thing is, it allows us to go find our energy elsewhere.
That is true.
And so that's how it ties into this podcast. So we get to go find out where we get our energy in the places. And we don't give ourselves that space to go back and rest in our domicile.
Oh, that's a great word. I'm going to wrap this up. I feel like just being aware of what gives you energy and what takes your energy. We've talked about energy vampires before on this podcast. So just having the awareness, the wherewithal of knowing, okay, what is lighting me up and what is draining me.
And energy is contagious. So find those pockets of what you want to catch.
I love it.
And catch living lucky.
Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye. If the idea of living lucky appeals to you, visit us at startlivinglucky.com.